Hey guys, Coach Becky here. Welcome to my travel limbering routine. We're going to get started with an easy stretching and mobility routine you can do right after traveling at a hotel or Airbnb. We're going to start off by mobilizing the spine with some cat and cow breathing. So on all fours, just take a deep breath in, arch your back, tilt your tailbone, and then do the opposite movement as you exhale. Try to keep your arms quiet and get all the mobility through your spine. So think about rotating your pelvis towards the ceiling and then towards the floor. Take some deep breaths, relax, move the neck around a little bit here and there if you can. Look to the right and look to the left as you feel led. This is all about getting your body loose after sitting in the car or on an airplane all day. Very good. All right, up next, just extend one leg directly to your side so your leg is 90 degrees from your hip, and just lift your foot off the floor. We're going to do about 12 per side. So this is just a way to activate the glutes, which oftentimes kind of just shut down when you're sitting for a long time. Let's try the other side. So activating the glutes, getting a little lateral movement through the hip. Fire up that core as you raise the leg. Just try to lift that foot off the floor. Remember to keep that foot 90 degrees from the hip. Nice job. 10 to 12 reps is just fine there. All right, we're gonna do a hip opener stretch next. So feet together, knees out. And you're basically just doing a child's pose kind of pull back. So you're gonna rock your hips forward and backwards here. This just opens up the hips. Should feel really good. It also gets your lats a nice little stretch. So again, feet together, knees out, and you're just kind of pulling back into a deep stretch there. I like to pair this one with my breathing as well, so take deep breaths in and out. Very nice. T-spine rotations next. So on all fours, we're just going to reach our hand to our opposite knee, really deep stretch, and then rotate as much as we can towards the ceiling. So now we're just working on, again, mobilizing the spine, opening things up. This should feel good for the middle of your back. Again, keeping the reps a little short. I'm sure you're just as tired as I was when I filmed this video, about 10 to 12 per side. Very good. And we're capitalizing on minimal space as well. All right, we're gonna do a little glute activation here. Find some space if it's possible. And you're just gonna extend one leg directly behind you. Squeeze your butt like you've got a $100 bill between your butt cheeks and you don't wanna let it go. So start with that. And then just lift your foot off the floor by using your hamstrings and glutes. Everything else is just supporting you, so keep the core tight. If you're like me, you're addicted to coffee, especially when you cross time zones, grab a little of that if you need to. And let's wake up the other side. It's not a hard exercise. It's just to activate the glutes. Open up the hip flexors. You'll notice this exercise, it lengthens, it uses, lengthened hip flexors. So that's kind of a nice way to stretch out your hips in a sneaky way while you activate your glutes. Good. All right, next we're gonna do some Rotary Core bird dogs. Left arm extends, the opposite foot goes back, and then you touch the knee to the elbow at the midline. So extend, contract. So this is a great core stability exercise. Just a way to kind of get those abs fired up a little bit after traveling. Maybe you're headed to go do a quick jog or a walk outside or a hike, or maybe you're just gonna go right to bed after this. Either way, it's just a nice way to either stretch out and go into a harder exercise after traveling, or just get a little movement in if this is all you have time for today. It should be simple enough, and you should feel better after doing this. Nice little energizing move here. Very good. Shoulder cars next. So this is just a little shoulder mobility. You're going to raise your hand up, rotate your palm at the highest point, and then bring it back to the start position. You can do this kneeling, you could do it laying on your side, and you could do it standing up. This is just a little way to work in some shoulder mobility, help with the posture a little bit. Just doing 3 per side here. It's a quick shoulder screen. You could also do this against a wall if you'd like. Again, it's all about, it's tight spaces, especially if you're like me and you travel with a couple suitcases and a bike. Not much space in the hotel room. Think about just rotating that palm and using controlled movement here. Big stretch. Keep that hand as close as you can to your body. Nice work. We're going to cross one leg over the other, so you're kind of making a 4 position with your legs. I call these figure 4 bridges sometimes. And you're just going to push those hips off the floor. So crossing one leg over the other, both knees are at 90 degrees. Just press the hips up. You should feel a nice little hip stretch as you activate the glutes, hamstrings, and core. Another nice one to energize after being seated, about 10 reps, and we'll switch sides, just kind of busting this out because I'm sure you've got places to go and people to see, or naps to take and dreams to have. Very nice. These are a lot of my go-to moves that I try to just sneak in and prioritize if I don't have a lot of equipment, time, or space. And let's just get a little neck mobility in here. I'm going to look to the left, look up, over, and down. Just taking my time. This is a good time just to check in with my body, let go of any stress I experience on the road while traveling. And now I'm going to look one direction, just rotate my shoulder kind of forward and back each way. And this is just one I've found just feels really good for me. A couple up and downs. I'm just kind of finding the sore spaces and trying to create space within that. So maybe this isn't the best movement for you, or something I showed wasn't the best for you. Adapt it and try to just find the spaces. All right, not as great of a viewpoint today, guys. Sorry I didn't have a lot of my equipment with me, but if you did bring a little ankle band, let's do this segment together. Place the band around your ankles. And you're just gonna do a side leg raise standing. This one's all about squeezing your core, activating your glutes, and getting a little resistance in with the band. So the band is around my ankles, and it's not a huge movement or a fast movement. It's just a little activator, just kind of gets the glutes, IT bands, that kind of thing going. I do want you to squeeze your core so you're not leaning one way or another. You're using your core to keep you upright. Also, not a lot of space in the room. This is a good one that doesn't require a lot of space. Pull the band up around the knees. And now we're gonna do kind of another one, hits the same muscles, just a little different, even better for your balance though, so we get a little stability training. If you guys know me, I try to always hit stability, mobility, a little flexibility, strength, and core within all of my workouts in all 3 planes of movement. To me, that's what defines a good comprehensive workout, even if it's only 8 minutes long. So you'll find all those things even in this session. So you should feel good about yourself when you finish this one. Good. Again, about 10 of those per side. Now the band goes back around the ankles, and we're going to do straight leg kickbacks. And it's kind of similar to that side leg raise. This one, again, is just for your butt, and it's a good way to lengthen your hip flexors, which are probably really tight after being seated. So this one just kind of undoes the chronic movement that you held all day, that seated hip flexors tight, glutes turned off. This one instead lengthens the hip flexors and turns the glute on. So, yay. Exciting. And this is our last exercise, unless you're headed off to another workout. But thanks for joining me. These are my go-to energizing movements under 10 minutes. Have a great rest of your trip and safe travels, guys. Be sure to subscribe so you can get notifications on all my new workouts. See you again soon.